The way I'm fasting at the moment is I'm trying to make it more of a lifestyle rather than just do it as a once-off thing to cure something. So the way I'm doing it, also the reason for doing it the way that I am, it's because I get pretty lean and I have been lean for the last year, mainly because I was on that plant-based diet for a year trying to heal all this stuff. And I just couldn't really gain strength. I couldn't put on weight, and now I'm sort of stuck at this very low weight. I've got some muscle, not tons, but I've got a bit. I'm not incredibly strong. I still exercise a lot though, boxing and cycling, running, weights, things like that. But again, yeah, I'm just not able to easily put on weight. I think because of the gut damage as well. So because of that, what I find is after about 24, 48, or even 3 days of fasting, I I tend to get a lot of problems with sleep. So I just sort of can't sleep. I have a lot of I guess a lot of energy at night, and it just screws with my sleep really badly. Also, I tend to get extremely hungry at about the 48 or more mark. Usually, that's about the time we hit ketosis, and the hunger should disappear. But for me, I just get this overwhelming drive to get food, and a bit of research, and I believe that it is to do with being lean. But I mean, it may not be. It could be something else. Anyway, I mean, making fasting a lifestyle and my life focus rather than just doing it as a once-off, I believe is the better way only because it can be maintained for the rest of my life. If I just don't eat more than one meal a day for the rest of my life, inevitably that's going to lead to some pretty healthy things. So I've been doing this heavier fasting method for, I think it's been about maybe about 3 weeks now. And what I did was an experiment where I ate 9 days ago. I gave myself eczema, so I ate a whole bunch of food that I knew would do it. Had an awful sleep, very awful experience after doing it, but I did do it. So I'll put up the photo now if I can figure out how to do it because I haven't really figured out yet how to do that. But yeah, I'll put up the photo. As you can see, day 0 was the day before the fast began when I gave myself eczema. You can see that it's pretty bad there. Definitely not as bad as it's been in the past. So all this fasting has definitely brought it down to a much better level. Even when I try to give myself eczema or do it accidentally, it just doesn't have the redness and the craziness that it used to have. But you can see it's quite heavy, easy to see. And then what I've done from there is I've just done a series of 48-hour fasts, 48-hour fasts, just to show how it affects the eczema, how it can reduce it quite easily. And it's not difficult to do these 48-hour fasts. I did tend to find that sometimes at the 24-hour mark, I would get those signs that I needed to eat or I couldn't sleep. So a couple of those were OMADs. But what I did is that I just ate a very small amount, just fruit, maybe a bit of rice, just to keep me going until the next night when I'd have a full refeed. So essentially, 48-hour fast, couple of OMADs in there, and you can see even from day 0 to day 2, quite a reduction there. And then obviously there's a big difference there in day 8. It's practically gone. Today was the last day, and it's very close to gone. You can see some sort of slight pinkness there. So yeah, just a bit of an example with what can be done. You don't need to fast long periods of time, which is what most of the community talks about, which is doing 7, 14, 21 days of fasting. You can still fix this, and you can still do it by doing OMADs, 48, 72-hour fast, whatever you can do. Um, just, just, I mean, what I suggest is not to eat foods that make you react very strongly when you do the refeeds. If you're lean, definitely eat enough. For me, I have to avoid red meat, otherwise I flare up like crazy and I can't sleep, and it's just insane. But I'm just eating chicken, fruits, and vegetables. Sometimes during a smaller refeed, just to keep myself going, I will have some rice, but just a small amount. But yeah, basically my diet at the moment: fruit, meat, and vegetables. The meat being chicken. And as you can see, it works very well. There's some other things that did disappear. during the last 8 days. So what I'm finding is that a lot of the issues I've had for the last 10, 20 years are very slowly, well, not even slowly, very quite rapidly. Every few days I notice something's gone that just used to be there. In the last 8 day experiment, what I found was I'm not getting diarrhea anymore like I used to. I used to get it really badly eating certain things, nearly eating everything. I found that obviously the skin has gotten better. And what used to happen is that a lot of phlegm would come up when I'd eat. Every time I'd eat, lots of phlegm in the throat and the mouth, and I'd be constantly clearing my throat after it for about an hour or more. And I think because of this, it's because of the fasting, it just seems to have made it go away, which is incredible. That's been there for so long. I didn't even know it was a thing before I started this. I just thought when you ate, you had phlegm, but then I realized that it was a big problem, that the amount of phlegm, and phlegm is obviously a protective mechanism for the body. So something was going wrong there when I ate. And other than that, I used to get really depressed sometimes after I'd eat. It just trigger randomly. I'd get very depressed for about a day or so, and that just doesn't seem to happen anymore when I do refeed. Also, what I should add is all these fasts were dry fasts, so I wasn't drinking any water during the fast. My water ultimately came from the fruits and vegetables that I was eating in the refeeds, and I'm finding the dry fasting is a lot better. It's a lot more pleasant experience and easier to maintain than water fasting or salt water fasting for me. So that's it. As you can see, you don't need to do crazy fast to get this done. OMADs, 1 meal a day, 1 meal every 2 or 3 days works perfectly. Thanks, guys.